An example of a cross-site scripting security hole is a search engine which displays the search results without encoding them at all. Let me show you an example of that. Let's make a little search engine here. So let's make a function for it. Show form. I'm going to make a HTML form to type in a search keyword, and then we'll display it. Here we go. So form method post, just send it back to the site and the form tag, and then see what else do we want here. Input type, input name equals Q. Q is very often used for search engines, isn't it? And let's see, we need a button. Type submit value equals, this is what will be on the button. Okay, so now show form, and let's see how that looks. We have a little error here, 12 to, oh, okay. So here we have a little search engine. Super. Okay, now after we search, when it comes back, we're going to get the data from the form by doing this. Here we go, and there we go. So now we have Q, which is the thing that we look for. And let's say we say after the user searched, found 0 results or whatever for Q. So let's run that. Search for sitting duck. 0 results for sitting duck. So a hacker types that in and says, well, that's interesting. He tells me what I searched for. Okay, let me put in some HTML, sitting duck, and search. I see that the HTML is sent back to the browser and simply displayed. Well, isn't that interesting? And the next thing the hacker will do is go into a browser. Let's say Internet Explorer, and type in sitting duck, again, for instance, and it works in here too, of course, and then we'll execute some kind of script or whatever, and we see that script is being executed, and that's a bad thing, to have script executed on your server. The way to protect your forms against this kind of vulnerability is, instead of reading right out of post, use the new PHP 5.2 input filters. And they look like this. Filter, input, post. So, and then post means that it's coming from the form. Q is the name of the variable. And now filter, sanitize, and if you have Eclipse, control space, and you get all of them. We want to first do special chars. That means that it's going to convert all greater than and less than signs. It's going to encode them so that when they're put back to the browser, that they're just displayed in our browser and not executed. So that should do it. Let's test it. In Internet Explorer, we say script alert again, sending the script to the server, and it simply displays it. If you look at the source, you see that it changed the less than and greater than signs into these encoded characters. So that's one option you have. You might also just want to get rid of them. That's another constant in the input filter. Go back some here and go down to sanitize string. Then it'll look like this. Script, alert, script, and it just says alert. It gets rid of all the tags. So you can take your pick. If you have a provider which does not have PHP 5.2, then you can also use a PHP function, HTML special characters. So you can convert it yourself like this, and that will look like this. script, alert, script, and it does the same thing as special chars, which will protect you from this kind of attack.